Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. A shout out to all the new subscribers, everyone that's joined the channel over the weekend from the live commentary that I did. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, follow me on all social media platforms at BoxingWave 10. I actually realized that a lot of people have been hitting me on Twitter and Instagram through the private messages lately. If that's what you prefer, if you want to leave comments in the YouTube videos, I do read just about all of the comments. And but some people feel to, hit me privately in the Instagram, the Twitter, and everything like that. Whatever works for you. But I've definitely been a lot more active on the Twitter and on Instagram. So if you want to hit me up on either one of those platforms, that's cool. Lamarion, what's up? Vitalich, what's up? Devin, what's going on? Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about today. We have another week of fights, and we have another, well, I guess a lot of news that's just been popping up, emerging in the last couple of days. A lot of nonsense, though, a lot of fluff. So I'm gonna breeze through some of those things in this this live chat I'm doing with you guys. TMC, what's up, man? Day Paul, what's going on? Thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna breeze through some things. This is not gonna be the longest live chat with you guys. I just want to go over a little bit of things that occurred over the weekend. I never actually did an actual Inoue review of the fight with Maloney. Okay, I was able to go back and Povetkin got COVID. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. Thanks for letting me know. Damn. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, Dillian White fight is canceled. Okay. Yes, it is true. Yahoo boxing scene. Okay, this was posted about 6 hours ago. White rematch postponed. Wow. Oh man! All right, so I guess we're gonna just freestyle this and go straight into that. That's huge news. I guess for the people that thought it was too soon for White to fight Povetkin, I guess that's beneficial for White then, in a way, because now he has some time to train without rushing and overtraining, and better prepare himself. I mean, that's the only thing I can see coming out of that. I want to wish Povetkin a speedy recovery. All right. And I hope he's doing okay. I hope he gets better, because I was really looking forward to that rematch. And that's a rematch I wasn't going to be able to call because I don't know. I don't know who's going to win that fight. Dillian White was winning a fight, dropped him twice. Povetkin got him out of here with one punch. And look, man, I think, wow, that was a big fight. I was really, really looking forward to that fight. Really, really looking forward. If you guys are just tuning in, if you guys are just coming in, Povetkin has COVID. The Dillian White fight has been postponed. And I'm just finding out. All right. So anyway, let's go on with the day. I want to start off talking about Naoya Inoue. He got a 7th round KO of Maloney over the weekend during the Tank Leo Santa Cruz fight was going on at the same time. What I want for Inoue at this point in his career, I mean, he's already a 3 division champ. I think that this is his weight division that he really belongs to. I think going up to 122 is something he should do at some point, but I think he should at least clean out the division completely before moving up. That's what I prefer. He already won the World Boxing Super Series. He is the lineal champion. He is unified. All right, but I would like to see him fight John Rio Casimiro, which would be, you know, this is what the fight people want to see. Casimiro's been calling him out. Casimiro knocked out Tete. Casimiro is, people know of him. If you watch 118, you should definitely want that fight, you know, because they both are KO artists. It's just that I'm going to roll with Inoue if that fight ever went down, because I would prefer the boxer puncher over the puncher. Casimiro definitely has a puncher's chance of winning against anybody in that division, but I would take Inoue because he's just a much better boxer in my eyes, you know. But that would be a great fight. It would be a dangerous fight for Inoue. And also you got Ubali against Nonito Donaire that's coming up. All right, pretty good fight. Ubali is undefeated. All right, he beat Takuma Inoue in the World Boxing Super Series last year on the well, it wasn't World Boxing, but he was on the same card as his brother when he beat Donaire last year. So Ubali is undefeated. He has some good names under his resume. He beat Rashid Warren as well. I think that fight, you know, depending on who wins between him and Donaire, if Donaire is to beat Ubali, he would be a champion. And I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch, because the fight with Inoue last year was one of the best fights of the year. All right, so I would definitely want to tune in to the winner of that fight, between the winner of that fight and Inoue. So I want to see that. I want to see the Casimiro fight. I know Casimiro is with PBC now, but being that this is for the lower weight classes, I don't think it should be that hard to make the fight. You know, I mean, they should be able to make the fight. Obviously, Inoue is the A side. Hopefully, they can work it out. It's a fight that people want to see. I know I've made a video about it before. I definitely want to see it. I think I made a video or a post or something like that, a poll. And I think the majority said Inoue is going to win by KO. All right. Casimiro has definitely been knocked down. I'm holding this coffee. Let me drink some real quick. All right. So I definitely want to see that fight. Yeah, I'm going to get right into Gamboa and Haney this weekend. So this weekend, Saturday on DAZN, it's going to be a matchroom card. I believe the fight is on Saturday. Yes, it is on Saturday. Let me just double check. I want to get the time right for you guys, because I don't want to give you the wrong day or anything like that. But this weekend, we are having the Gamboa Devin Haney. All right, so it is November 7th. I don't see the time. All right, but it's going to be at DAZN, on DAZN. I'm assuming it's going to be in the evening, and being that it's an American fight. And yeah, I want to see Devin Haney. I'm looking forward to seeing Devin Haney back in action. He's been, you know, he's been out of the ring for a while. Okay, it's been a long time because he had surgery. Then we had COVID, and I just want to see him back in the ring. You know, I'm just glad to see him back in there. You know, I think people need to realize that he's coming off surgery. It's the year of the pandemic. All right, we didn't get boxing for most of the year, and this is his first fight back. All right, I know people are not excited to see him fight Gamboa. I already said I'm not excited to see Gamboa. I'm more excited on him just fighting and getting back in the mix of things. You know, I'm just excited to see Haney, especially what's been going on at 135, 130. We saw Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko. We saw Tank beat Leo Santa Cruz. Ryan Garcia is scheduled to fight Luke Campbell, which is a very, very good fight and a very, very good test. And we're getting Devin Haney back in the ring, all right, from the inactivity. So he's been inactive. He's coming off surgery. And if you're coming off an injury, if you're coming off surgery, I don't think Gamboa is the best opponent at this point of his career, but it is a tune-up. It is a tune-up, and I'm looking forward to just see Devin Haney back in the ring, to be honest. You know, I want to see him fight the top guys. I want to see him fight Teofimo Lopez. I want to see him fight Lomachenko. I want to see him fight Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. I want to see him fight all of these guys. Okay, I really, really do. But at this point, there's a lot of fighters. You can't fully blame him because there's a lot of fighters that don't want to fight him. And it's not only solely because they're ducking him or anything like that. It's just that other fighters got other things going on. Ryan is fighting Luke. Okay. Lomachenko for Teofimo Lopez for the 4 titles. All right. And Tank is doing his thing at 130. I don't even know what weight division Tank is going to stay at. I want to see all of these fights. But all of these guys are really young, especially Ryan, Teofimo, and Devin Haney. They're even younger than Tank. Tank is a few years older than those guys. All right. But yo, the thing about Gamboa, and I said this on a live chat last week, some point. I was watching a Gamboa with Tank fight against Tank fight maybe sometimes last week, like early last week, and Gamboa is really, really, really past it. I mean, he's really past it. I mean, yes, he got the injury during the fight. He had some kind of leg or foot injury, Achilles injury or something during the fight. But if you used to watch Gamboa, I'm talking about 2008, 2009, 2010. Gamboa, they used to drop his hands, walk forward, slip shots and counter, explosive, ambushing you, combinations. He was in full, he was wild. Everybody that watched Gamboa back in those days on HBO and stuff know that Gamboa was extremely explosive. Like God level athleticism, reflexes. Okay. He used to get dropped, used to get caught and get dropped. He was a wild boy. If you watch him today, he's not even close of any of that. He doesn't have the hand speed. He doesn't have the reflexes. All right. He's not explosive anymore. At least when he fought Crawford, at least at that point, he was just ending his prime. He wasn't as explosive, but he was able to still have those reflexes, those counter punching, the speed to box well against Crawford, counter him well. You know, he won the first 3 or 4 rounds in my eyes. And fighting Tank in 2020 or 2019 or whatever that fight was, he doesn't have any of that. He doesn't even let his hands go anymore. And he just doesn't have the reflexes. A guy that was able to fight wild like that needs the reflexes to be able to compete. They need it. They need it. And when you don't have it and you're older, it's like kind of like similar like Roy Jones. When you don't have it, you're going to get tuned up. When you have to fully rely on your boxing skills. This is why guys like a Bernard Hopkins, an older Bernard Hopkins, was able to beat an older Roy Jones, because Bernard Hopkins never had that God-given reflexes and athleticism like Roy. He had to fully rely on his boxing ability. And Gamboa, fully relying on his boxing ability, is just not enough for these new guys. It's just not enough. And I'm going to reply to your comments. I see your comments. I just want to get off what I'm trying to say. When it comes to Devin Haney, what he needs to do this Saturday is just blow him away better than everybody else. That should be the game plan. You know, Tank, everybody's talking about Tank right now because of that knockout. Everybody's talking about Teofimo Lopez and his win against Lomachenko. So I'm expecting Devin Haney to make a statement, even though he's not fighting a top tier lightweight. He has to make a statement like, I'm here. I'm here. He has to get a knockout. He has to perform. He has to make it look better than what Tank did earlier this year. You know, he has to really make a statement. With the quality opponent that he's facing, he has to make a statement. All right. So I'm expecting Devin Haney to show up and show out and to beat Gamboa better than anyone. And I think that should be the plan. I think Gamboa is going to give us a couple decent rounds. All right. Couple good, decent rounds. But Devin Haney from Tank, you know, Tank is a great, great counter puncher. He wants to counter and hurt you with one shot. Devin's a little different. All right. Devin is going to attack. He's more explosive. Excuse me, as far as value. He's the activity rate is high in the ring. And I think it's going to be too much for Gamboa. You know, Gamboa, good counter puncher, you know, very experienced fighter, Cuban fighter, great amateur and everything. But I just don't see him faring too well against Devin Haney. All right, so I'm going to read some of the comments here. What do I think about Tank versus Lopez? I mean, if they were to fight right now, I would be leaning towards Lopez. If they were to fight right now, if they were to fight at 135, I'm just more impressed. I mean, the knockout was crazy against Leo Santa Cruz. It was crazy, but I will take Lopez biggest two wins. More impressed with Lopez's bigger 2 wins than Tank's biggest 2 wins. Just much more impressive. And from what I've seen in ring, Lopez's performance against Lomachenko, I was more impressed by far than anything that Tank has done in his professional career. So I would take Lopez between the two. All right. I don't think, obviously, you know, you just heard my rules. Prosper, I don't think Gamboa has a chance against Haney. All right. Aaron, it is election day. If you are choosing to vote, that's your choice. If you are choosing to vote, just be safe out there. You know, I don't know what part of the states you're in, but all of this got a little too out of control. You know, I voted a week ago, early. All right, because I wouldn't want to dare stay out there in those lines. I'm sure those lines are longer than the DMV lines right now, but I voted a week ago, all right? But let's move on from politics, all right? I don't do politics on the channel. We already have enough boxing politics. Educate already. Unbiased said educate already was on it, my guy. I started at 118 Saturday. Keep up the great education on the Sports G. Yeah, thank you. You know, 118 is dope division. It's a dope division. 115 is a dope division. We need to speak on these smaller guys. All right, Derek Chisora wants to fight Dillian White in 2 weeks. Oh, he's already come out and said that. I don't know. I don't know about all that. But I wouldn't be mad if they were to do it, you know? I don't know how that would work, though, but we'll see. Do I think Garcia might be too big for Tank? We mean Ryan? Nah, I don't think when it comes to those guys at 135, I don't think size played that much of a role. You know, I think Tank, see, the thing is with Tank and that fight against Leo, I don't think Tank always going to fight that way. Like, if you watch his other fights, he's not always just coming forward, walking straight through his opponent, just taking punches like that. I think if Tank is to fight someone on his back foot, I think he's more defensive, okay? I think he took the punches like that because he was just trying to gun for a knockout. And he was trying to counter that uppercut all night long. He was going for that punch, and he was landing that punch earlier in the fight. It's just that he was looking for a real clean opportunity. And Leo made a rookie mistake there. That was really a rookie mistake. I mean, I know people that don't even watch boxing that said the same thing. It was like, yo, why are you in the corner just throwing the same right hand over and over again? Like, he got easily timed. It looked like a real bad rookie mistake. Leo was in the corner, and Leo, even though he held his own and he boxed well that fight, I don't think he's the type of fighter that should be keeping himself in the corner. You know what I'm saying? I think that was just a bad mistake, and he got caught. All right. Yeah, the best fight for me previous week was Tank Cruz. Cruz really impressed. Yeah, Cruz overall impressed, and it made himself look good. It's just that, like I said in the review of that fight, when you get knocked out like that, where you're out cold for a while, I think it cracks you a little bit. Even if you're able to recover, you feel fine, you're going to move on with some fights. I think it takes away from your durability a little bit when you get touched like that, because he's always been a very durable fighter. He's taken a lot of punches against smaller guys don't punch as hard. And this is why I picked Tank to win this fight, because Leo can box. You know, Leo volume is high and everything. He's good, but he never fought a puncher like Tank. And Tank is at fighting at the bigger divisions, 130, 135. You know, I just don't know if Leo, you know, if he is going to stay at 130, if he fights another big puncher in those weights, I don't know how he's going to fare taking big punches from other guys in the future, you know? No, I'm not at work. I'm at home. All right. Let's see what else we got. Haney schools, Gamboa and stops him. I'm expecting that. As I said earlier, I'm expecting that. And I'm expecting Haney to do it better than everybody else has done in the past. At this point in Gamboa's career, he's far, far, far past it. He was so unimpressive against Tank. All right. He just wasn't even letting his hands go. And I know he was hurt. And I know he had a couple moments in the later half of that fight, but it was more based on Tank being not training and preparing enough, being gassed, you know, and I think Tank held back in that second half of that fight, you know, and was still able to drop him and stop him at some point. All right. Chris, what's up, baby? I'm 100% Haney will win. I'm 100% Haney will win. Yeah, I'm 100% on that. All right. All right. I'll say 90% just in case like something retarded happens, like a freak accident, you know, something like that. Or a disqualification for some reason, some weird reason. Maybe Gamboa gets knocked down and Haney punches him while he's down. I think if Gamboa is to win this fight, it's because some freak accident happens in the ring. I don't think Gamboa can actually beat Haney. But the only thing, another thing is too, is that Haney is coming off surgery. How's he? I mean, from what I've seen and what I've heard from people that know him, Haney's doing just fine. All right, so I think he's going to be ready. All right, but I think the only way Gamboa wins this fight is just some freak accident occurs, or there's some kind of injury in there, or disqualification or something like that. Not due to Gamboa actually just beating him. All right, he's almost as old as Ortiz. Ortiz is older. All right. Yeah, remember Ortiz started as a pro much later. He was already older when he started fighting professionally. All right. I'm excited for Danny Garcia versus Spence. Cool. I'm actually thinking about going to Texas to watch the fight. I'm thinking about it. You guys that's been here for a while, I've always wanted to go to Dallas Stadium to watch a fight. The only thing that's I'm unsure is if I want to go to see this specific fight, not because it's a bad fight, but because I want to experience a full crowd at Dallas. Like, I want to see it as it would normally be. I've always wanted to go to Dallas Stadium. I've never been to Texas before. And I said in the post Mikey Garcia video that I did with Spence, I said that I wish I was there because I just want to experience that kind of crowd. I've never been to a stadium that big. I try to go to see Joshua fight whoever at Wembley. You know, it was going to be not Big Baby, but originally we thought Joshua was going to fight Dillian White for the rematch or something that year. And I went to London that year on the week of that fight, but they rescheduled it and they made the fight in Madison Square Garden. So I've always wanted to go to a big stadium and watch a fight. I've never done that before. I've been to plenty of fights, but they were in Madison Square Garden. You know, I've gone out to LA. I've gone out to a lot of these arenas, but nothing like no mega dome, no super dome anywhere like that. You know, I want to go see like a large group of people like fighting, or a large group, a large crowd somewhere. All right. AJ felt he had to make a statement when he fought Ruiz. Didn't go that well. Yeah. Well, he at least avenged the loss, you know. Who's the best lightweight right now? Teofimo Lopez, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's not even debatable. Right now, Teofimo Lopez is the best lightweight until proven otherwise, you know. I believe Povetkin test positive, but as asymptomatic. I don't know that word. We isolate these patients. Yo, I'm back. How you doing? Could slap the head off, Tank's shoulders. Trying to respond. A lot of yo, Charles Edward Cheese, please hit me privately on social media. Send me an email, please, man. I've been trying to get you. Please, I want you to thank. I want to thank you personally for the donations you've been making. All right. Yes, I do watch women boxing. I don't make a lot of video on them, but I do watch it. I'm trying to get more into it and make more content for you guys when it comes to women boxing. All right. Do I see this fight as a measuring stick versus what Tank did? Thoughts? For Haney? No, I don't think it's really a measuring stick, because if he dominates Gamboa, even if he beats Gamboa quicker than Tank did, I don't think it's going to really elevate him like that because of what Gamboa, and make sure you guys hit that like. I don't think it's going to really make it where like, oh, he beat Gamboa, so he's, you know, the best. No, I don't think it's going to do that. I think this fight is all about him performing better than Tank, performing better than Crawford did years back, and just getting back in the mix, getting back in the ring, and coming off surgery, just a stay busy fight. All right. So that's what I believe this fight is for. And that's it. All right. What do I think about Shields versus Marshall? I want to see the fight. I mean, you know, I didn't know that they fought in the amateurs until maybe earlier in the week, you know, when I seen Shields back ranking, because, you know, she was supportive of her and her nemesis, which is what she said. I've seen a lot of her posts after the fight. I guess a lot of people are coming at her now. So she like addressed the people that's coming at her. I want to see the fight. Especially if she lost to this girl in the amateurs, I want to see the fight. You know, but Marshall looked very impressive, man. She could box really well. I like her movement. I like the way she was stepping around Rankin, you know, and countering her. And she has power too. She's long. I like that flick jab she has. She can box. She could box very well, you know. So I would like to see. I would like to see them fight. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the other things that's going on. Let's bring up Adrian Broner, and I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to keep it brief with him, Wilder, and all the other stuff. Adrian Broner, you know what? When Broner was getting in trouble earlier in his career, I made videos and posts about it. At this point, all I gotta really say about Broner is I wish him well. I hope he's able to get himself together before his career is over, because I think he's at the very last tail end of his prime. And I think that whatever hole he's in, financial trouble he's in, I think he has a little bit more time to get himself out of that hole. If he prepares and if he gets a couple good fights where he can make some money, hopefully he can pay off his debt and clear up whatever he got, whatever mess he got going on, man. Whatever money he owes, take care of it. Take care of your family. Get yourself in order, bro. You know, I'm not going to bash him. I'm not going to make fun of him. I don't even like the fact that people are recording him in the courtroom. Like, what's that all about? I don't like that. Like, I don't like that, you know, because it's bad enough the guy's in a bad spot, but the last thing you want to do is post it on social media, because that kind of stuff make people go crazy, you know, because now it's bad enough he's in financial trouble, but it's also bad because now he's embarrassed about it. So I don't, me personally, I'm not even a big fan of AB, but I don't want the man to be humiliated and embarrassed like that. You know, just recording what he's saying in the courtroom in front of a judge is just not right. And that shouldn't be allowed. You know, they got to stop doing that. And I mean that for everybody. They got to stop doing that stuff. All right. They got to stop recording people in the courtroom. Hopefully the guy gets himself together. I'm not going to shame him. I'm not going to embarrass him. I hope he gets it together. I hope he pays off his debts, whatever he's being sued for, and his you know, whatever debt he has. Clear it up. You got a fight coming up soon. I don't know if it's going to be against Regis Prograis. I don't know who he's going to face. But get your life in order, bro. Get your life in order. And he has a lot of children. Take care of your family. And God bless. You know, that's all I got to really say. No Broner bashing for me. All right. But I would like to see him fight Regis Prograis. Okay? I would like to see that. You know, I know there's two of them have gone back and forth on social media. Prograis is recently signed with the PBC. He just fought on the undercard, secured a good knockout win from his loss from Josh Taylor. He's been inactive as well. So hopefully he gets the Broner fight. If they do fight each other, I'm expecting Prograis to win, but I think that would be a tough fight. But regardless, I think Broner is always going to get paid for his fights. You know, people are always going to watch because people do want to see him lose. He is an entertaining guy, and I hope that Broner gets it together financially. I just hope he gets it together, man. All right. Tank Davis, his Glovegate situation. We got to stop this, guys. We got to stop this. We got to stop this whole thing where everybody is a conspiracy theorist now. You know, this is what happens when somebody gets, you know, once a conspiracy is made, people keep running with it. And our sport is becoming a joke. It's just gossipy. You know, it's like reality TV-ish. Like, this sport is too much clutter in it. Too much joking around, too much weird allegations, Glovegate with this guy, Glovegate with this guy. You know, when I first saw this Glovegate thing, and I actually saw it on Showbiz's like post, like I didn't really listen to his video, but I've seen him post a video talking about Glovegate. And I seen a post, maybe a video of, maybe not a video, but a post. And I left a comment like joking, like laughing, like there's a Glovegate with this now. And what I saw was that people pointed out that the gloves were different in the fight than the glove he took a photo with earlier that evening. And the first thing that came to mind is said, maybe he just changed the gloves. Maybe he changed the gloves and the other team was there to inspect those gloves as well. That's like the first thing that comes to mind. The first thing that doesn't come to mind, to my mind, is he cheated. That's not what comes to mind when I see a picture like that. So why are boxing fans just jump into these crazy conclusions anytime something happens? You know, Tank already responded by saying, dude, T.O.'s team signed off to the gloves. Asked them. You know, like he said the gloves weren't comfortable, so he changed it. This is actually a common thing. There are boxers that put on gloves. They're not feeling the gloves. They don't like how they feel. So they change. There are more than just one glove. So it's just like, boxing fans, we have to stop with this nonsense. Stop pushing nonsense like this, because it makes our sport a joke. Like, if anybody's gonna cheat, like you have the commission is there, the sanctioning body is there. You know, everybody is there. Both parties are there checking these gloves as they're getting put on, as if, you know, while they get taped up, everything. Can we please stop with the nonsense? Because you're doing a disservice with the sport just to get some views, just to be the first person. And people that do it, they want to be the first person to point out. They want credit. Like, look, I pointed this out. He's wearing different gloves. Okay, maybe he just changed the gloves because he wasn't feeling the gloves. But I'm pretty sure the other team recognized that he changed his glove prior to the fight. And that's the first thing that comes to mind with me. But these other people are just making a conspiracy about every single little thing. And it's getting very, very annoying, you know? And we got to stop that. I've been reading the reaction in the comments of my video about Deontay Wilder. And you know what? To be honest, I don't like making videos like that. Like, I don't know if you noticed in the video, but I don't enjoy making those kind of videos. But I have to, because people are requesting me to speak about Wilder. There was nothing said. He is basically riding with every allegation that was made over the past 8 months. Everything that was ever posted, he agrees that he was cheated on. Every single thing. From the dent in his head to the gloves being loose, you know, the slapping, the flapping, something hard being in the gloves, you know, the water spiking thing, you know, not him feeling like Mark Breland, you know. Oh man, it's just every single thing. It just is crazy, you know. All right. The only thing I want to respond with, and I'm going to keep it short and quick because I'm tired of addressing this, because I was in one of the channels that was making many videos about this back then, earlier this year. This is the last thing I'm going to say about that. People that say that there's enough proof out there that Fury cheated. There is also a lot of videos, the same amount of videos that counters that argument. The flapping glove thing. There are plenty of fighters that's been proven to have the same effect when they're slapping those punches. The flapping glove thing, there is video out there of Canelo doing the same thing. All right. Of Ali doing the same thing. There are people out there that made videos to dispute that whole claim with proof. Anything from Fury going to his corner, all right, adjusting his gloves, all of that. There's been videos out there. If you do the research, if you go on YouTube, search flapping gloves, Tyson Fury, debunked. There are plenty of debunked videos out there. There's so many of them out there now. All right, please look them up, because at one point, one point, I was one of those people when this first came out. I was one of those people that and this guy is I see this guy is just like trolling the whole chat session, so he gotta go. What I was about to say. What was I saying? Okay, so I was one of those people that when these allegations first came out, I was waiting and I was watching these videos because I was unsure. All right. But once people started, I started doing, watching the fight. I started listening to debunk videos and I started listening to the professional boxers and their analysis on the whole situation. And I decided that this is not enough. This is not enough proof that Tyson Fury cheated for me. Because people say, well, Steve Cunningham says this. All right, but there's other boxers that are debunking it. Just because Steve Cunningham, who has a beef with Tyson Fury, and it's personal, just because he says it doesn't mean that it's true. You know what I'm saying? So at the very end of it, if Deontay Wilder feels like he was cheated, take it to court at this point. We already gave the fans their chances to make this argument and argue this out all year or for those few months. People already ate it up. It's done. You waited. You were silent all this time. Don't come out now that the fight is not happening to address it. Don't come out now and address it. Like everybody was going to war about it six months ago. So if you're going to do anything about it, take him to court. He's threatening to take him to court because of the rematch clause. But take him to court for Glovegate. Take Mark Breland to court for the spiked water. Because you're making these allegations against Fury and Mark Breland. Take them, make it legal now. Take them to court. We don't want to hear what you have to say on social media 6-7 months later. We want results, real results. If you're serious about these claims, take them to court. If you're not serious, which I don't think you are, you're just going to make it a social media thing. We don't want to make it a social media thing. We want real results from this. How serious are you when it comes to these claims? How serious are you? If he's serious, he would take him to court. If you think you have enough proof, which I don't think they do, because you would be going against the commission, the sanctioning body, everyone that was in that room when those gloves were being checked. You're going against every single person, including your own camp, because your own camp was present during that time. So if you are going to go with these allegations, take them to court and go at everybody. Do whatever you got to do. But we're not getting a third fight. And I think the real reason we're not getting a third fight is because not only because the rematch clause expired, but let's be real. Did ESPN or PBC, did they really want to have that fight, a third fight, with no live gate or a small percentage of the live gate and just like war with an empty room? Like, do they really want to have that fight with the amount of money they made? Are you going to risk having another loss with Wilder without a full audience being present? The pay-per-views weren't going to be as high because we already saw what happened in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? It just, the buzz wasn't there. And this the times that we in right now. The times that we're in, people are just not going to be going out to pay the pay-per-views like they were before. Excuse me. The fight was bigger the second time around. It was much bigger based on what happened in the first fight. The first fight ended in a draw. There was a lot of drama in that fight. The second fight ended in a domination. Whether you thought Tyson cheated or not, It was a dominating performance. The third fight wasn't going to be as big. And they were trying to hold off and hold off and hold off. And things just wasn't. It kept getting postponed. Yeah, we got some boxing back, but we're not getting the fights. The fights are not as big. They're not making as much money. The money is not generating like it was before right now. It would have taken time. This is why they were trying to push it off to 2021. That's the truth. They didn't want to have this fight this year. But Fury and his team was like, well, we're not going to wait around all day. We're going to go on and do our own thing. I'm the champion. I'm going to go on and fight whoever I want to fight. All right? So, yeah, that's it. Yo, sue him. Sue him. That's it. No more arguing. No more social media stuff. Go on and sue him. Somebody asked me earlier that I watched Barbershop Conversations interview. No, I didn't watch it. It's nothing left I need to hear. Take it to court. All right. So anyway, I do want to check in with a few of your comments. I see you guys been leaving a lot of comments. I'm sure it's just based. I'm not going to get through everything. But yeah, I think I covered most of everything that I wanted to speak on today. When is Triple G coming back? I don't know. I don't know. All right. I don't know when Triple G is coming back. Crawford and Brook is coming soon. I think the only thing when it comes to those two is when it comes to Kell Brook, he hasn't fought at 147. He hasn't fought at 147 for a while now. And can he make weight without being drained? All right. The one good thing is for Brook, though, is that if he can make the weight, you know, or even if he misses it by a couple pounds, regardless, but if he can make the weight, at least he won't have to go by the IBF rule and staying, you know, doing the same day weighing 10 pounds to 10-pound limit. So at least he can come in heavy as he chooses to be at 147. That's not something he's been able to do for a long time, fighting under the IBF rules. He hasn't been able to do that. So that is one good advantage. So if he can make 147, because the thing is, when he lost to Spence, he was basically saying that, you know, he had trouble making the weight. He blamed a lot of it on the weight, and he was coming down from 160. All right. So hopefully he can get back together, get it together, make weight, and be healthy the night of the fight. And I think he's a little past his prime, but if he can be at the best physical shape that he can be at this stage of his career, I mean, he looks good. I've seen his videos. I've seen his pictures of him preparing for this fight. If he can be in the best form that he can possibly be at this stage of his career, then that's the best that we can get. Brook is a good boxer. He has a great 1-2. He moves extremely well. He's a bigger welterweight. Okay. And as far as the Sean Porter fight, I know that is his only really big win that he has. He lost to Triple G. He lost to Spence. He beat Sean Porter, but one thing I can say is that he beat Sean Porter a lot more clear than anybody else that faced Sean Porter. All right. Anybody else that faced Sean Porter and beat Sean Porter, Thurman, Spence, Brook did it a lot more cleaner, a lot more better. It was more impressive. It wasn't the best fight. It wasn't an award that Thurman gave us with Porter. It wasn't an award that Spence gave us with Porter. But Brook made it look a lot more easy compared to those two. All right. Broner shouldn't be locked up forever. Why? You know, what kind of crime is he really committing at this point? You know, he's made his mistakes, but saying a guy should be locked up forever, he didn't kill anybody. Like, let's not get crazy, you know? But I'm expecting Regis to beat him if they were to fight each other. But I think regardless, Broner is always going to get people to tune in. You know, I think Regis is a difficult fight for him. So I don't know if Regis is going to be his next opponent, but we'll see. You know, I think at the very least, he should try to stay more active. You know, he should just try to be more active. Get on whatever card you could get on, you know? Yeah, I don't think, I'm reading you guys' responses. I don't think Broner can last 12 rounds with Regis at 140. He's faster and more athletic than Maidana with the same power or more at the weight. Yeah. Yeah. Maidana was a beast, though. Maidana was a beast. I don't want to just. I don't want to make it seem like Maidana is not a beast. Maidana gave Broner hell, and he gave Floyd hell that first fight. All right, so Maidana is a beast. His style and the way Garcia was able to train him and prepare him and elevate his boxing IQ. Much respect to Maidana. I love Marcos Maidana, by the way. I've made a couple of videos on wishing he would come back, you know, but I think it's too much of a gap. He's been away for too long now. Like, I'm not that interested in it now, you know. Josh Taylor wouldn't take off his gloves after the Regis fight because he actually cheated. Go look at how he kept them on for the judge's decision and post-fight interview. Does that mean he cheated, though? Does that automatically mean he cheated because he didn't take his gloves off? Does that automatically means that? You know, does that automatically mean that? Like, this is what I'm saying with allegations. Just like that, he's cheating. You know? I don't know. Like, I just feel like I need more proof before I come out and make a claim like that. Because if I'm wrong, I look like a jackass. And I don't have the platform to just make allegations up like that. I can't do it. I need more. You know? Inoue versus Casemiro. Yes. Inoue needs to fight the winner of Broner and Ubali and fight Casemiro. And I think he should run and try to get undisputed before going up to 122. I would like him to go up to 122, but I want him to clear out the division first. We know he's lineal. We know he's unified. We know he's the man at 122. But I mean, 118. But I would like to see him prove it first. You know? Let's stop talking about Wilder. I'm a little late, but yeah. Yeah. I know some people that know Breland personally. They all say the very best things about him. Just these allegations, man. It's just wrong, you know. I think it's just wrong. But if Wilder knows something that we don't know, then he needs to take it to court if he's going to come out and say those things, you know. But I think he's setting himself to get sued himself. If Inoue beats Casemiro, then move up to 122. Yeah, I think he should. I personally think he should. You know, if Ubali and Broner, I don't know who's going to win that fight, by the way. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Broner and Ubali is a good fight. I want to see that fight. But yeah, you know, some people want Inoue to move up to 122 now. I would like to see him fight Casemiro. At least give us that at the very least before moving up. At least get him that, you know? Do I think he showed more IQ against Maloney? I think he showed more IQ only based because the knockout didn't come quick. You get me? I was doing some live commentary on the first few guys. You know, you guys know I switched over to watch the Ting pay-per-view. So it was a pay-per-view. I had to switch over to watch that. But I was able to cover the first 3 rounds. Maloney boxes extremely well. He's a good boxer. He's a good boxer. He was doing good, you know? I mean, Inoue was catching some shots. I didn't see anything that I didn't see before. I already knew how good of a boxer Inoue is. Anyone that doesn't think Inoue is a good technical fighter probably has something against him, or probably jealous that he's getting a pound for pound. Because a lot of times that's what it is. A lot of people that will talk bad about Inoue is because they don't feel like he deserves to be that high on a pound for pound ratings. You know? And I think people don't watch the lower weight divisions and they don't think that the people down there matter. Like if you beat all of these guys down there, it doesn't matter because they're not as popular as some of the other fighters in higher weight classes. But he has boxing IQ, you know. He's a good counter puncher. He's a good body puncher. All right, he's fast. I don't know what people's issue with him is. I think his issue really is just people don't know him like that. And they don't respect the lower weight classes. That's what I really think it is. You know? I think that's the only issue, bro. Like, it's nothing really, you know, like this same thing with Roman Gonzalez and Estrada and those guys. They just don't get, people don't talk about them because they're in the lower weight classes. Because he's Japanese. Yeah, I see it. Probably that too. He's Japanese, you know. But he's a star, man, and he's fun to watch. I mean, people that don't watch Inoue and know about him but don't watch him, they're missing out on some good fight. Like, like what he's done. You gotta like watch. If you're gonna watch Inoue, watch the opponents he's faced and watch their fights. You know, if you watch Rodriguez, Payano, Maloney, like Donaire, I mean, watch Donaire as a 118 fighter and watch him when he was at 122. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were saying that that win was overrated. Do you know what Donaire has done and he's still doing right now? Like, if Donaire beats Obali undefeated, that says a lot if Donaire is able to beat him when you're thinking about what Inoue was able to do to him last year. You know? So I think it's just because it's just, you know, people are really small-minded. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Steven, what's it for? If it's not, what's your issue with because you seem like your energy is up. So Steven, what's the issue with Inoue? What's your issue with Inoue? Like what's so Steven, what's the problem with Inoue? What's your issue with Inoue? All right, so what do you think people's not your issue, but what do you think people have an issue with when it comes to in Inoue? Like, what do you think that people that don't think he's good, what do you think he's at? It's because he's a lower weight class. Okay. Unproven in America. But what does that mean? Like, what American fighter that's in his weight classes, like, what do you mean unproven in America? I mean, are you saying unpopular in America or unproven? How does he not have a big resume? Oh, he's definitely unpopular in America. He's definitely unpopular, but he's mega popular in Japan. Malachi, who's a real test for Inoue? Like, when he doesn't have a big resume, what do you mean by that? Like, who was he supposed to beat? Like, who did he duck? Like, what resume? What do you mean he doesn't have a big resume? Because he's won titles in 3 different divisions and he's lineal champion. What's wrong with Donaire being his highest level? That's his biggest win. So what's wrong with Donaire being his biggest win? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, you know, when Donaire was knocked out by, because I know that's what you're going to go with. When Donaire was knocked out by Nicholas Walters, you know Donaire was at 126, right? Nah, Steve, come on. Like, come on. I'm not going in on you. It's just, you know, there's some people out there that just doesn't like him because he's Japanese. I'm not saying most. I think I agree with you. I think most people don't care for him because he's a lower weight division. But what American fighter, because he's not popular in America, right? But what American lower division fighter that's out there right now that's popular? Which one? There's not one. There's not one. There's not one out there. There's not one American boxer in the lower divisions that's popular. He's actually the most popular. Him and probably Chocolatito are probably the most popular guys fighting under 126. And Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux is popular. As far as like worldwide, I guess people would know them the most out of everybody. Also killed by Arrigo. Okay. He lost Arrigo. Donaire is going to go down in history over Rigo due to accomplishments, by the way. You do realize that, right? You know, Donaire accomplished a lot more than Rigo did, even though he lost to him. Right? Like he lost to Rigo. You're right. He did lose to Rigo, but let's just say Inoue fights Rigo right now. If Inoue beats Rigo, people are going to say, well, Rigo's old. Like, there's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do that people are going to like. Like this, if you don't like him, just say you don't like him. Like he already won titles in 3 different divisions, and he's currently the lineal one in his division. And he won the World Boxing Super Series. And he can possibly be on his way to becoming undisputed. Possibly. Hope so. You know? Now, look, there's still more he can do. And I'm saying that to you guys. There's still more work he could do. Because we don't know. He might fight Casemiro next, and Casemiro might knock him the hell out. You know? What if Casemiro catches him on a shot and knocks him out? Then we got to talk. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But I wouldn't just go and say that he ain't fight nobody. His resume is weak. I think that's a little too much, you know? All right. Inoue and Crawford get the same treatment from the boxer. They are more dominant than more people have said. Yo, they're beating the people in their divisions, and that's what you could do. That's what you got to do. You know? You know, people that love Tank will hype up Leo Santa Cruz because Leo won titles in 4 different divisions. But at the end of the day, Leo wasn't going to be the guy to beat Tank. And that's what I said before the fight. You feel me? Punch Drunk. What's up? Gary Russell Jr. I don't know what you're responding to. Inoue and Crawford have been knocking out undefeated champions. Yeah, people do say the same about Crawford, you know, but I think boxing fans are never going to be satisfied in a way because boxing fans, they don't know how to like, they feel like they have to be completely loyal to a boxer that, you know, if they're a fan of a boxer, anyone that discredits them in any way, they have to attack the boxer that person is a fan of, you know? And I think the pound for pound debate is what makes most of these arguments. Like, people argue because of the pound for pound debates. Like, if it wasn't for the pound for pound thing, like when people see, like, if you're a fan of Errol Spence and you see that they rank Inoue above him, people that like Errol Spence is like, well, why is he ranked? Like, who is he? Like, what? Who did he beat? What name did he beat? Well, he beat Donaire. So what? Donaire lost to Rigo. Donaire lost to Nicholas Walters. Okay, he did. But he's picked up some good wins since those losses. He's came back down to his original weight. Do you guys know that Nonito Donaire started like at minimum weight or like junior flyweight? Like, he started like at 105, or no, not that low. I think he started at 112, maybe 108, 112, somewhere around there. All right, but he's fought as low as that. So to get knocked out when you go up to 126, is that really a big deal? You know what I'm saying? Casemiro versus Inoue would be big. It's big. Yeah, it is big. It's huge. And I want to see it, especially because Casemiro is a champion in the division, you know, and he's a knockout artist too. Casemiro does have a good chance. Crawford gets way more credit than he should. All right. I don't know what else to say. Russell Jr. versus Tank, then Ryan versus Tank at the end of 2021. I think Tank kills him, but I still want to see it. Oh, I guess I would see it. You know, I'll be cool with it, but I think Tank destroys Gary Russell Jr. Nah, I don't know. I wouldn't say destroy. Because if it goes to decision, I think Tank destroys Gary Russell Jr. I'm trying to play it out in my head. I think Gary Russell goes up and fight him. I think he gets destroyed. You know? I'm not even too sure if Gary would have beat Leo, to be honest. I'm not even too sure. Like, I know that Leo didn't want to fight him, but I'm not going to just base that solely on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Leo didn't want to fight Rigo at 122. It doesn't mean that he would actually beat him, you know, or lose to him, you know? I just need Gary to fight more than one time a year. Yeah, Gary Russell's at 126. I personally said I don't want to see Tank fight nobody else moving up. You know, because I think Tank, there's so many people at 130 and 135 for him to fight that people really want to see him fight. Why fight another guy moving up from 126? You know? Yeah, I love Spence, but, you know, I think people are looking at the names too much, you know, and I think that, yes, Spence beat people that's more popular here because the welterweight division is a popular division. You know, it's not even a fact that it's a bigger division. It's a popular division. It's a name-filled division. You know, 140 is right underneath that. But until guys move up to 147, they're not going to get the names like that. Like, it's just Josh Taylor's not popular like that in the U.S. He's not that popular. But what he's doing at that division is great stuff. You know, but people are not going to give him the credit because it's not a welterweight. Guys at 154 are not even as popular. than the guys at 147. Guys at light heavy and super middleweight are not as popular here as the welterweights. The welterweights is that's the most popular division. So if you're comparing people solely to the most popular division, that's unfair. Welterweight is always going to be the most popular because Floyd Mayweather was there and Manny Pacquiao was there, and that's fact. You know, that's facts. It's always going to be the most popular. Same thing with middleweight. Middleweight is going to be popular too because you have Canelo and you got Triple G there. And then heavyweight is always, I mean, heavyweight is popular now, but it wasn't popular during the mid 2000s up into the last, 5 years. It wasn't as popular. So heavyweight is popular now. The three most popular weight divisions in boxing in America: heavyweight, welterweight, and middleweight. So I think it's unfair to just compare like smaller divisions accomplishments to the welterweight division because we already know the welterweight division is more popular. Yeah, 160 is popular. 160 has been popular because of who was there. Roy Jones was there at one point. 160 wasn't, Bernard Hopkins was there. Guys like Tito and De La Hoya moved up and stuff. But there was a point where 160 wasn't popular. When Sergio Martinez was running the show, you had Chavez Jr., you had Martin Murray and all of these other fighters. That it wasn't that popular at that time, but it became popular once Triple G came in the picture and Canelo moved up. So I just don't think we should just go by popularity. We should go by what people are accomplishing in their divisions. Now, do I think every division has the same level? No, I think but it's no way to really judge that because there's smaller fighters at the end of the day. You're fighting the best of whatever fighter that's in the division, It's crazy how guys from 130 just did a pay-per-view main event. That's how you know Tank's special. Well, I think Tank is, you got to remember, Tank is aligned with Floyd Mayweather too. You cannot ignore that. If Tank came up on the Bob Arum, would Tank supporters still be Tank supporters like the way that they are? Tank is TMT. Tank is Al Heyman. So if Tank came up on a Bob Arum, would he be asked, was the fans or his fans supporting him the same way? If he came up on the Eddie Hearn, would they support him the same way? You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. A lot of people ignore that. Like, Tank is good. I like Tank. I was making Tank videos and people were like, well, babe, how you know he's that good? Just because he beat Pedraza? He didn't prove himself yet. I liked him. Like, I like to watch his fights, but I think he's so good that he should be fighting better people. And people get mad when I say that. People call me a hater. I'm not a hater. It's just that I think Tank is good. I want to see him fight better people. But Tank is popular because of who he's aligned with. He's with Floyd Mayweather. So you think that doesn't play like some kind of role in his popularity? It does. It does. Yeah, but if you're saying Tank left TMT today, he still be hot. So he's young and has a good. All right. But Tank, the reality is, if Tank left Floyd, He's already been with Floyd. He's already been with Floyd. So his name has come up under Floyd. I wouldn't know who Tank is if it wasn't for Floyd Mayweather. Yo, I'm not trying to take, see, the thing is, y'all all the way right with it. But you got to understand that being aligned and attached to Floyd, you doing interviews with Floyd on his private jet, people are going to look at it and be like, oh, okay, well, he's solid because Floyd is co-signing him. You know? Now, Floyd has tried to do it with other fighters like Badu Jack. See, this is where I do agree with you, because he's tried to do it with Mickey, was it Mickey Bay? You know, Badu Jack, you know, Ishe Smith. The thing is, those guys weren't naturally as good. So even though Floyd was giving them the cosign, they didn't pop because they weren't as good as a Tank Davis is, you know? Now, Badu Jack is listen, this ain't no Badu Jack. Badu Jack is the best TMT fighter as far as being proven. He's the most proven by far. But he's taking his L's too. You know what I'm saying? He's taking his L's. All right. But Tank, as far as natural talent, Tank is the most talented by far. But let's not, it's two things here. It's his talent and his cosign from Floyd. A lot of the other TMT fighters, they got the cosign from Floyd, but they didn't have the talent. So people didn't follow them like that. But if you have the talent, but you don't have the cosign from Floyd, you're not going to be pushed as hard. You're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Ennis. Look at Boots. Boots is not really getting pushed by nobody. He's coming up just like Virgil Ortiz is coming up. But you know what happened? You know the difference? Virgil's getting promoted by Oscar De La Hoya, and he's a Mexican fighter. So his people is backing him. He's showing that he has the skills, but he's getting pushed by Oscar, just like Ryan is. So he's getting pushed way faster. If you think Boots was, if Boots was getting pushed by the TMT and the money team, he'd be a lot more powerful. He would be a lot more popular than he is right now. People would be looking at him just like they looking at Tank. They would be, they would be pushing him heavy. But he don't have the cosign yet. He hasn't had a direct, like a big cosign yet. And he doesn't need one. I'm not saying he needs one, but it would help. So you guys got to remember, those cosigns do count. Those cosigns do count. Those Instagram posts do count. People look at that. People care about that social media stuff. That's why Ryan Garcia, yeah, I got 5 million followers. Like, people care about that shit. You know? Yeah, I think Boots, we all want to see Boots fight better fighters, but you know, he's not with a big promoter right now. You know, hopefully he gets there. Hopefully he gets there. He's a great fighter, or a great young fighter on the come up. I mean, all right. Who would give Lopez his toughest fight except Loma? If we're talking 135, I like Haney. I like Haney. I like Haney's chances. Yeah, I like Haney's chances against Lopez. No, we're talking 135. If we're talking 140, that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different conversation. I think Josh Taylor would beat Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. I think it'll be tough, but I think he'll beat him. I'm not so sure about with Regis' program. I'm kind of 50-50 with that. I'm leaning a little bit towards Josh Taylor, though, because Josh have a style where he can mix it up. Like, he can adjust a lot. And I think if Josh is losing, like if he's losing a boxing match against Tio, he's just going to make it a physical fight, and he's going to use his size and his height and his strength against Tio. You know, so I would give him more of a chance to win. I feel like Tio and outside of Tio being right-handed and what's this guy's name? Regis Prograde being a southpaw, I would probably say there's not many differences in the way that they fight. It's not too much different. They're different styles, but as far as the styles are concerned, they're both counter punchers. You know, that would be a really highly technical fight. I would love to see that fight. You know, I'm excited, man. I'm excited, and you know, we're not always gonna all agree with everything and stuff like that, but I am excited for the sport. I'm very disappointed. You know, if you guys came in late, it's confirmed that Povetkin tested positive for COVID, and the Dillian White fight is off for now. So I don't know if Dillian White is going to have a replacement. I don't know if he's, you know, what he's going to do with the 2 weeks that he has. I think he should go and get a replacement because he should still fight. Just have a fight in between with that Povetkin fight, you know, just to stay active because he was inactive going into that fight anyway, you know. So if you haven't, you know, you didn't hear, the Povetkin fight is being postponed for now. But I hope White is to find somebody that's going to replace, you know, what's his face? Povetkin. All right. All right. Listen, guys, I got to get out of here. It was a good live chat today. You know, if you're just checking in, go back, you know, watch it. I did speak on a lot of things. I got to speak on the fight this weekend between Gamboa and Devin Haney. I also spoke on Inoue a lot here. Spoke on, you know, what I think, you know, how his performance against Maloney was. Very good performance. What I want to see him do while he's at 118. I would like him to fight Casemiro. I would like to see, you know, the winner of Ubali. I want him. I basically want him to become undisputed. All right, and you know, then move up to 122. And we spoke a little bit about Broner and his financial legal trouble. Punch Truck, thank you. Ace, thank you. Devin, Joshua, Stefano, Nathan, everybody in the building. Miami Kid. Thanks for tuning in. What else? What did I speak to? I spoke a little bit about Broner, spoke a little bit about Wilder and this whole situation. I just, like, at the end of the day, yo, just sue, just take it to court, man. Don't keep using the social media thing. You know, stop putting out stuff about Breland and Fury. If you're gonna go and make allegations, just take it to court because they're gonna probably take you to court. You know, and that was my response to all of it. I'm not going to keep stretching it out and all of that, you know, just like, yo, just take it to court, you know? Anyway, shout out to everybody that just subscribed. Hit me on the Instagram and the Twitter. Like I said before, a lot of people have been sending me private direct messages on there. You can leave comments, but if you want to hit me directly, hit me up on Instagram, hit me on Twitter. Send me an email. All that is cool. You know, I check all of them daily. All right. So thank you for all the donations as well. Everyone that's donated to the channel, in the super chat, in Cash App, Venmo. I've been receiving donations from all of those. Those are all in the description. And I'm out, man. At peace. Everybody have a good day. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.